and welcome to another episode of Motors for the Masses, and we are here with a look back at 2017 and a look forward to 2018. Now, I would like to add at this point, we were going to be doing some fabrication on the Project 400 today. However, it's very windy and very wet and a little bit cold. Not that the cold bothers us, but the wind and the wet does, because it's going to make very difficult video if we're going to be having wind everywhere.
Well, even the rain doesn't really matter because we've got a roof. But
exactly.
The wind, however, rushing through the bit where we do this stuff
is not good.
You can't weld with wind.
No, exactly. So that's coming soon. We're only postponing it for some days, but that'll be back again soon. So we're going to have a look back this week. We weren't going to do it in the new year, but we thought we'd do it now because it almost is New Year. So, hope you had a good Christmas, and let's begin. So first up, we're having a look back at 2017 and some of the cars that were released in 2017. We had the Kia Stinger, and that is one we want to get hold of ourselves. That is obviously the similar one to the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio, but Kia's version.
Of course, that came this year as well, pretty much.
It did, yes. The Quadrifoglio was another one that was released late 2016, but it's the 2017 model, so it's pretty much out this year. Yeah. That's a car I want to get. I'd love one of those, but it has to be the 2.9 V6 twin turbo. Yeah, even the Kia Stinger. Really looking forward to getting my hands on one of those, to be honest.
They're a pretty nice car.
They are very nice. Yeah. Well, they always seem to come in red. Everything's red.
Civic Type R.
Which of course we reviewed earlier in the year. We had the new Civic Type R versus the slightly older Civic Type R. That one, very much enjoyed that car.
I think we pretty much came to the conclusion that they're pretty much like for like, aren't they?
They are like for like. Although the older version was slightly more raw, whereas the newer one was a bit more Europeanised.
Maybe, I don't know.
A bit tamer.
I think.
Even though the newer one was designed as a Type R first and then watered down for the family. We also had that Maserati Levante, or Levante, whatever they want to call it. SUV from Maserati. What do we think of that?
It's not my kind of thing. It's probably hideously expensive as well.
They were expensive, but of course they're not really motors for the masses. We just want to mention them because they came out this year. But it's probably not something that many people go for.
It's just a cool looking car, I suppose. When there are many cars launched this year, and we've not written them all down or mentioning them because there's just so many.
Well, they're also re-releasing old versions. Yeah. What's the point? There's no point talking about them. There's another Fiesta. There's another Escort. No, there isn't another Escort. It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be good. Bring it back, yeah. Yeah. Ditch the Focus, bring the Escort back.
Indeed. And what I don't understand as well is when they're releasing new looking cars, they put all that stupid black and white crap all over it. At the end of the day, it's still the same car, just slightly different.
Oh, like the Mercedes G-Wagon thing.
Oh no, what's the point of that?
They haven't changed it since 1985, and they're still putting disguises on it. It's just, why?
I don't know. One thing that I am disappointed with, and that is the new Subaru Impreza.
Yes.
Now here's a picture of it coming up here, and as you can see, it looks bloody awful.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it looks like it should have a Seat badge on it.
Yeah, or a Vauxhall. It looks 10 years old.
A squashed Zafira.
Yeah.
It's not pretty at all. I mean, Subaru Impreza was supposed to be bonkers and crazy. Even when they made a hot hatch version, it was still a little bit nuts. Now they've gone back to the saloon version.
Well, yeah, look back.
But now this thing's like an MPV. It's hideous.
You look back at even the frog eye ones. They're kind of bug eye looking things. They weren't particularly good looking, but they were still cooler than this current one.
Exactly, and they were distinctive. You knew what it was. Whereas now it's just like a little family wagon, boring as hell. Unless of course that's just the Subaru Impreza and not the WRX version.
Yeah, but even the previous hatchback version, they looked pretty much the same.
Yeah. There
was not a lot in it.
So I'm not quite sure what Subaru are doing there. They've been bitten by the European bug as well. What we also have is a list of the top 10 selling cars for 2017. Now we have to refer to a bit of paper here because this is a bit difficult to remember up here. So, what we have in 10th place.
Selling approximately 205,000 units.
the Vauxhall Astra. In 9th place,
214,000 units.
the Skoda Octavia. In 8th place,
218,000 units.
the VW Tiguan. In 7th place,
222,000 units.
the Vauxhall Corsa. 6th,
225,000 units.
the Peugeot 208.
Ugh. I don't like Peugeots.
Yeah, clearly. 5th,
231,000 units.
the Nissan Qashqai.
Yeah.
In
Better
4th,
than the Duke.
yeah,
4th place, 238,000 units.
the Ford Fiesta.
That's not much of a surprise. I expect that to be fairly high up the list.
No, however, the top 3 were a little bit of a surprise to me.
Yeah.
In 3rd,
With 255,000 units.
we've got the VW Polo.
Yeah.
Now, it is quite a nice looking car. It's not as tin boxy as the old
Well,
version.
It's
but
a bit like the old Golf, isn't it? They kind of
it is.
traded up a bit, I
As
suppose.
the Golf got bigger,
Yeah.
the VW Polo got bigger.
It became Golf-sized.
It did. And the
Yeah.
Golf became a Golf Plus.
Did it?
Well, sort of, because the Golf Plus then was released, but it was like a Golf Plus, which wasn't quite an MPV, but wasn't quite a car.
Ah,
It
okay.
was a bit like a, I don't know what I am. In 2nd place,
299,000 units sold.
the Renault Clio. That's a surprise.
Is it though?
Yeah.
People seem to love the small hot hatch Renault Clio type thing that's doing.
Well, yeah. But
There you go.
we
Number
do
one.
have a very clear winner by a massive margin.
It
Bearing
is
in
a
mind,
massive margin.
these last 9 were all in the 200,000 odd units.
Granted, the Clio is virtually 300,000 units.
Yeah. But the VW Golf was number 1 with...
445,000 units. That's a massive
That's
jump.
ridiculous. These are top 10 car sales for the UK.
Yeah, and they are approximate figures. They're not bang on, but as close as.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
However, I wouldn't have any of them.
I had a push as well. I might have a Tiguan. I don't mind.
That's about the only thing I could have. A Tiguan. Octavia, but only if it was the VRS.
Yeah.
Qashqai. I can't
I
even
wouldn't
say
have
it.
a
I don't
Qashqai.
want
No,
it.
I don't like Qashqais.
VWs just don't really do it for me.
Maybe a Golf if it's that super special one they do.
I don't know. But I tell you what's looking good though is that VW, they've got 3 cars in the top 10.
Yeah.
Pretty good going. Well done, VW. You're obviously doing something right.
I mean, we reported earlier on in one of our other news episodes about reliability. All the most reliable cars are Toyotas,
Yeah.
and yet there are no Toyotas on that list.
No. British people, you clearly have no idea what reliability is. Good. That means you want things for passion, not for reliability.
But just another point to make there, we had a big hoo-ha with Volkswagen and Audi and all the rest of it with the diesels.
Yeah.
And yet still, they're up there in number 1 and 3.
And the diesels are selling.
And 8.
Yes. Okay, well, on top of that, we also have the best-selling car in the world.
Of all time.
Forever.
Yeah.
Would you like to guess what it is? We'll give you 3 seconds.
Too slow.
It was...
The Toyota Corolla.
Yes, with 37.5 million units.
But that is from 1966 at the launch,
Yeah.
right through to the present day.
I know, but
That's a
well
lot
done,
of cars.
Toyota.
That's a lot of cars, isn't it?
Yeah.
37.5 million cars.
That's not bad at all, is it?
No.
Pretty good. So that's the biggest selling ever in the world.
Just so you know, number 2 is the Ford F-Series trucks. They got like 35,000 units, 35 million units.
That's clearly America and Canada.
Yeah.
They've got
But that was
the F-150, the F-250, the F-350.
Yeah, all of those.
I'll be honest, I'm on quite a few forums and a couple of Mustang forums in America. And every now and then they'll post a list of other cars that you own. And there's me with my Mustang and Mini. And then you've got all the Americans and Canadians chime in, and everything is a truck. F-150, F-250, F-350, it's truck.
But that 35 million trucks sold, of all of the Fs, it doesn't matter which one it is, any F, 100, 150, 250, 200, 350 XL, whatever, it doesn't matter. That's since 1948.
Yeah.
That's even longer than the Corolla.
So, rather than looking back, let's look forward to 2018 and what's coming up. And one big thing that is coming up that I'm very excited about actually is the new Kia cee'd. Now that, apparently starting from a 1 litre turbo engine for around £20,000.
That's the same engine they use in the Kia Rio.
They do, but it looks the nuts.
It's really nice.
It really is very nice. There's a picture coming up now.
Very stingerish.
I was silent for a moment there because I wanted you to absorb that beauty. Yeah. It is. It's got the front end of a Stinger and the back end of a hot hatch.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe one of them Seat super duper looking little things.
Like the Cupra Leon R or something, yeah.
It's a nice looking car. It does look lovely. I can see that being a possibility because I would like to get a Stinger or a Quadrifoglio as my next car after the Mini. But having seen that, maybe that with a reasonable engine.
Something with a 2 litre turbo.
Yeah, could be fun.
Okay, let's have some more news about what's been happening with the UK market with regards to MOTs. Now, we put this on our website. Malcolm, would you like to explain what's going on here?
Well, if you own a classic car, or a truck, or a bike, from the 20th of May 2018, you may not need an MOT on it any longer, which for me is a good thing.
Something to do with whether it's been substantially altered though, isn't it?
Yeah, if your vehicle is what they consider substantially altered, which is a bit different to radically altered, it would pay you to have a look on a website. It's not on the .gov as far as I can tell, but we've got a link which will pop on in the description. It's also on our news page on our website. Just go along there and just have a look and see if your car qualifies. If it does, then all you've got to do is when you go to tax it next, fill in a V112 form and claim it as exempt from MOT.
However, one car that isn't going to be exempt from MOT is going to be my 1971 Mach 1 Mustang.
No.
And the reason for that is another big news announcement for 2018. Once the motorbike is finished, that's going to be started. And there's a new engine lined up for that. And what's it going to be?
It's a surprise, don't tell everyone.
I want to tell.
We'll put it on the webpage when we're ready, and you can find it on the Project Mac page.
It's big and it's loud and it's V8-ish. It's not V8-ish, it's very V8.
Yeah.
Very V8.
You don't get much
very big,
V8.
very loud. In fact, I don't think you can get much bigger. Bigger!
Not from a Ford, I don't think. Well, anyway, you'll find that if you have a look on our webpage. There's a project section. I'll tell them then, but there's more information on the Project Mac page.
It's an uprated 460 cubic inch, 7.5 litre V8. I can't wait, I'm very excited. Moving on.
One of them. So yeah, you'll find more information about that on our projects page. Just a little more on that MOT thing. When they're talking about substantially altered, one thing I can tell you is if you've made modifications to your car that are simply something like you've put a Ford Zetec engine in your old Mark 1 Escort, that still qualifies to a point as not substantially altered. And the reason they've said that is because it's more efficient and more economical, better on the environment, that sort of thing. So if you put a 5-speed box in there and a later fuel injected engine and maybe even put a catalytic converter on it, you don't have to have an MOT.
Yeah.
Because you've made it better.
Whereas my Mach 1 will go from about 8 miles to gallon to about 4 miles to gallon.
That's optimistic.
Anyway, sad moment now. Sad eyes. Sad face.
Sad. What's sad? What are we doing that's sad?
Sad news.
Oh yeah, this is pretty sad.
Holden.
Yeah. Holden, Australia.
This year we saw the demise of Holden in Australia. Now,
I don't think they're demised as such, they're just moving out of Australia and finding somewhere cheaper to do their
Holden
operation.
is Australia.
It is, I agree.
But Australia has already lost Ford and Toyota.
Yeah.
And now they've lost Holden. So there's a lot of unemployed car making type people in Australia.
From what I'm aware, as far as I know, there are now no cars manufactured in Australia at all.
That's quite sad.
Unless there's some small outfit somewhere, but there's certainly the mainstream ones, they're just gone.
They're just continuing manufacturing spiders instead and things that eat you and kill you.
Redbacks and kookaburras and stuff, aren't they?
Deadly animals. However, we do have some more car news for 2018, some new things coming out. One of them being a brand new company called Link & Co. Not to be... yes, I have to say that very carefully.
Yeah, not Link & Co.
Link & Co. Link & Co. Now, this is a brand new manufacturer from Geely. Now, Geely are a Chinese manufacturer, and they've made that weird knockoff Rolls-Royce and some other lovely
knockoffs
automobiles.
Didn't they do the Evoque and the Mini and the X5?
They did, yeah. However, they're not to be sniffed at because they do own Volvo, don't forget.
They do.
And you can see why. Because they like to
copy stuff.
Borrow ideas.
Oh yeah, we do that.
Borrow ideas. One of them is their new SUV. Now, what's it called?
It's very imaginative.
Oh, hang on, yeah, get ready. This is an awesome name. I mean, we've got the Ford Mustang, the Kia Stinger, things like that.
Yeah.
And they've come up with the
Link & Co. 01.
Why not?
That's the first model.
The first model of the first car. Let's call it 1.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this is based on the platform, I presume, from the new Volvo, which we'll look at in a little while.
The XC40.
XC40.
Which is not as big as the XC60, which is not as big as the XC90. Although, as it's a modern car in a modern age, it is actually as big or bigger than the XC60.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So the 1, or 01, or 01, or OI, or whatever.
Oi. The Oi.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's going to come with 1.5 and 2 litre petrol and diesel engines, and a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, possibly in the future, maybe at the same time, I'm not sure. Because Volvo, with their XC40, are pretty much doing the same thing.
Yes.
So it's the XC40 with petrol engines up to, I think it's 247 brake horsepower. There are diesel engines, and then in 2019 we get the plug-in hybrid.
However, the best thing about it is prices are going to be starting at just £18,000
For the OI.
for the Oi.
Yeah, or the 01.
That's pretty damn good.
That is cheap, isn't it?
However, if you look at this picture here, you will see that it's got the front end a bit like a Porsche Cayenne meets a Nissan Duke with those lights, and the back end is a bit Vauxhall Grassland
the
or
back
Crossland.
Yeah, the back bit with the roof comes down. That does look a bit like Crossland or Grandland.
Yeah.
But it's got, you know, they're saying it's going to have a really good interior with a proper infotainment system with a big old screen and all the rest of it. So it could be a really nice car.
Especially considering the Volvo, it's going to start at 27 or almost £28,000.
Yeah.
So, you know, as long as they've got everything sorted out and it's not going to fall apart and break down and the electric's going to screw up, which it shouldn't do, because at the end of the day, with Volvo, they're probably using the same components.
Quite possibly. And
So,
I have to say, compare the XC40 to that OI 01. I personally think the OI looks better.
well, the XC40 looks nice from the back end, and it's like it's hit a brick wall at the front end.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's like...
Whereas the 01, OI 01, whatever that is, the one, is, I wouldn't say it's well styled.
It's weird, but it's quite uniquely nice.
Yeah, it's different.
It's going to be rivaling, of course, the BMW X1 and the Audi Q3. So, you know, we'll see how that compares. Looking forward to seeing it, actually.
I am, actually.
Yeah. Okay, next we have something that's not quite a motor for the masses, but we want to mention it because it's been in the pipeline for quite some time. And apparently it's coming out next year around summertime. And that is the Lamborghini Urus.
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 Urus?
Urus.
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 Urus. Well, I'm just
The
thinking
Lamborghini Urus.
what was that old one that it started with U?
Uraco.
Yeah, that. Uraco.
Again, that was Uraco. Uraco.
Oh, yeah.
Uraco. Yeah,
One of
exactly.
those. There's a new Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one is something like £190,000. So, not really a motor for the masses, but just wanted to put it out there as a bit of a bonkers car.
No, but I have written here, it comes with, what is it? A petrol V8 turbo.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's based on the Audi Q7, isn't it? So it's got the same base as the Audi Q7.
It's not just a Q7, there's some other ones. I think the Bentley and...
Bentley Bentayga.
Yeah, there's a few cars that it's using mechanical parts from.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
But they said it's going to be very, 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 very nice. So it looks nice. I do like it. It is like a slightly larger Aventador. It's like what Porsche have done. They've taken the 911, made it slightly different, stuck it on stilts, out came the Cayenne.
Stilts.
You know? And they've done the same with the Aventador. Taken the Aventador, made it slightly larger, a bit squattier, put it on stilts.
Yeah.
And you've got a your arse. Nice. Okay.
Got my arse on stilts.
We also have a new one coming from Rolls-Royce. Now, they seem to be a bit miffed that Bentley have made this Bentayga. We're not going to be outdone by them. Right, sit round the table, this big glass and leather table, and let's discuss over some tea. And they've come up with the Cullinan.
Cullinan, yeah. Personally, I think it's hideous.
It's bloody ugly.
It's, yeah, I don't know what's happened at the back end. The back doors stop and then there's a bit of extra stuff.
They've got the front end, it looks like they've just chopped the front end off the Wraith or something like that.
Phantom, maybe.
Or the Phantom. Yeah. And then just made up the back end with blancmange and strawberries.
Yeah, blonde and...
It's weird.
However, 6.8 litre V12 from the Phantom.
Yes. Against the 6 litre W12, which I believe is in the Bentayga, same as the Continental GT. Yeah. However, now Rolls-Royce have said that this is going to be extremely refined.
Yeah, but
it needs to be.
Is extremely refined, and they've priced it, the Bentley, from, haven't they? They've priced it from about 136,000. How much is the Rolls-Royce going to be?
500 grand! £500,000!
It's not really a contender, is it?
For a big, ugly, slapped into the wall kind of...
I'm going to be a little bit nice about it and say that what we've seen is the pre-production with all the black and white guff all over it. Yeah, but you can still really see the lines and it doesn't look right.
No.
It's,
look forward to seeing it when it comes out so we can slam it some more.
I don't think Rolls-Royce should be building SUVs. I think Rolls-Royce should be limousines. Full stop.
Almost like they've had their nose put out of joint.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're not going to be outdone by Bentley.
They'll be building vans next, won't they? Can you imagine that?
Or trucks.
Yeah, oh, that's quite nice.
18-wheeler, Rolls-Royce 18-wheeler. Imagine that. Brilliant. Or super minis, Rolls-Royce super mini, like Aston Martin did with that IQ that never went anywhere.
Oh, that was just a Toyota though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was, but they stuck an Aston Martin badge on and a £20,000 price tag extra to go with it.
Did they sell any?
No, that's my point.
Yeah, rubbish.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
However, there is a new Skoda Kodiaq coming. Now, this one is the Kodiaq GT. It's basically a BMW X5 wannabe. However, where the X5 starts from £57,000, the Kodiaq GT is going to start from... 23,000.
23,000?
£23,000. I mean, that's
not cheap.
Half the price. And if it's anything like the Kodiaq SUV, it's going to be pretty damn good.
They're onto a winner, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a really good car, that Kodiaq.
The only thing that's putting people off is that name. You know, the name of the 80s, the Skoda name and the badge is something that is very difficult to get rid of.
Yeah, it is a bit of a stigma, isn't it?
It's a big stigma because I think it's hindered them amazingly because obviously, you know, being part of VW, they have some amazing cars.
Well, they've been part of VW for so long.
Exactly.
Way back from Felicia, I think it was, when they started. And
a lot of their platforms share the same. Like the Kodiaq is pretty much the same as the Tiguan.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic car. We enjoyed it when we test drove that one.
It was a lovely car.
It was.
I mean, even
the Octavia, the Superb.
No, yeah, the Superb.
The Superb
really
was indeed superb.
I loved that car.
It was. So I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Yeah.
Not much of a fan myself of the X6.
No, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not really keen on the back end of that GT thing, but looking at the Kodiaq, it doesn't work for me.
It looks a bit better. I think they've done it nicer than the X6. They've tweaked it.
I think it's an SUV for people who don't need huge amounts of baggage space.
But the other thing as well is that we've only seen pictures, and obviously we don't know exactly how big it is.
Another one I'm looking forward to from Skoda, of course, is the Karoq.
The Karoq, yes, and we'll be test driving that when that comes out, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yes. So, yeah.
If that's based on the T-Roc, which has just launched.
With VW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, they've launched that, like, now.
Yes.
There's adverts for it, I've seen. So.
There is. We're going to get onto that.
We need to get onto that.
We're going to get onto that.
We're going to try and get Volkswagen.
Absolutely. Yeah, Volkswagen is proving as difficult as Ford at the moment, but we haven't given up.
And Vauxhall.
Yeah. I'm not going to mention why. Our theory on why. Maybe in the future we'll let you into our secret as to why we think Vauxhall and VW and Ford are a little bit more tricky than the other manufacturers we are working with. Marketing agenda.
What marketing agenda?
No, not marketing agenda.
All marketing is good marketing unless we slate them.
The agenda of the marketing manager. We've been turned down by VW at the moment. Marketing manager is a woman. We've been turned down by Ford. Marketing manager is a woman. All the other marketing departments have been men, and they've all said yes. Not that I'm being sexist.
Although to be fair,
it seems that women are looking at it from a business point of view. Men are looking at it from a
free
motoring point of view.
Free advertising is what we're offering, and they're turning it down.
I know.
They're crazy.
Well, they have to do is see the other videos. We don't slate cars. We're honest.
Yeah, if there's something wrong with it, we'll say so.
Yeah, but we don't go in there with the intention of going, right, I want to rip that apart, that's crap, this is crap.
Yeah, I don't know, with Skoda we went straight to the managing director of the thing, so...
We did, and he went, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer was his comment.
It was, yeah. Why would I turn down free advertising as well?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that's an advert out to every other manufacturer. We want to review your cars. Please, get in touch. Either on this email here, or a new email, contact@motorsforthemasses.co.uk, or on my number, which is on the website, or through our email, which is on the website. Check out the website, www.motorsforthemasses.co.uk, or subscribe to this channel. Please do subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Anything else?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And congratulations again to Paul M, who was our winner of the giveaway.
Yes.
Yes.
He's been in contact and he's requested his colours
and his size.
Yeah.
And that's going to be off to him in the new year.
Absolutely.
And that's it from us. Have a great New Year. Don't get too drunk. If you do, don't drive. Kids, just don't do drugs.
Just don't drink.
Yeah, drink is boring. Driving's so much more fun.
Especially if it's a bit slippery.
Oh yeah, rear-wheel drive, V8, ice.
Ice? Just moisture is enough.
Well, not even that.
Just
if you've got a big enough V8,
just a road.
Tarmac.
Yeah.
Okay,
anyway,
we'll see you again very soon. We've got the Mustang GT350 coming up in the new year. We've got more from the Project Hybrid bike, and we've got more cars and more motorbikes. So we've got a busy 2018. And of course we've got all the shows that we go to as well. So, busy.
Do check out our webpage, because there are projects and things on there that we don't make videos of.
Indeed.
So there's other things that you can have a little read, and if you want to say anything about it, you can just send us an email. And if you want to see videos of those things, then maybe say that as well, and maybe we'll do that. We'll see how we get on. Anyway, Happy New Year. Have fun. Be safe.